no!
The piercing cries of the children. The razor wire catching clothes and flesh. Here at the border near Yuma, Arizona, families of migrants being smuggled through a canal, risking their lives to reach the U.S. At the crossroads of migration, life-changing decisions made in mere seconds. This rare video showing a Honduran woman making it through just before Mexican police blocked that breach in the barrier. Her family left on the Mexican side, her young niece screaming. In the chaos, Customs and Border Patrol agents ordering her family not to follow. In that agonizing moment, this asylum seeker pauses, collects herself, and climbs to the bank to the U.S. Scenes like these taking place every day along the 2,000-mile southern border. And with the deadly summer heat only weeks away, cities like El Paso are seeing a surge of migrants, pushing border resources, authorities say, to the brink. Families exposed to the elements in makeshift encampments, waiting for their cases to be processed. Then this extraordinary declaration from the president last Friday.
I will close the border if Mexico doesn't get with it.
This threat to close legal points of entry, the latest in the immigration controversy, critics warning it could actually have the opposite effect.
Closing the border will do little to prevent illegal drugs or illegal immigrants from entering the United States. We simply will displace it and possibly put more strain on Border Patrol officers who patrol the areas between the ports of entry.
With the president planning to head to the border this week, the nation now waits, leaving unanswered questions for all those whose lives depend on the crossings, from asylum seekers fleeing violence and poverty to others who make a living on the flow of trade. Mexico is one of America's largest trading partners, with nearly $1.7 billion worth of goods flowing every day between the two countries. El Paso typically sees 1 million cars and about 70,000 trucks cross over these bridges into El Paso every single month. The Chamber of Commerce predicting an unmitigated economic debacle if the president carries out his threat, claiming 5 million American jobs would be in immediate jeopardy.
To me, trading is very important, the borders are very important, but security is what is most important to me. I have to have security. I'm totally prepared to do it. We're going to see what happens over the next few days.
Here in El Paso, the city's Republican mayor is sounding the alarm. President Trump is talking about shutting down this border, parts of it or all of it. Is this something that you wanted? Take that as a no.
Heck no. For your audience, heck no. Otherwise, I'd say something stronger. I think we're caught up in the rhetoric in Washington that's polarizing on both sides.
In the meantime, it is everyday Americans living in these border towns that are stepping up to help these families that await decisions on their asylum claims.
We're taking everybody in here and sending them out to their families all throughout the U.S.
Volunteers like Christy Lai, who brings food and water to the local Greyhound station, helping migrants on the next leg of their journey. This is where the journey for many of these people continues. That means that they have papers from Customs and Border Protection and ICE indicating that they can travel in the United States. This is an experience that Angel Ramos and his 3-year-old son Fernando know well. We first met them in January in Nogales, Mexico.
Abogado. ¿Qué va a ser usted, abogado? ¿Qué va a ser, licenciado? Doctor. Vamos para el norte.
Angel says he and his son were forced to leave Honduras after they were threatened by gangs, taking the 3-month journey on foot, bus, and train to reach the U.S. border. Unlike the hundreds of thousands who have crossed into the U.S. illegally this year, Angel says he wanted to do it the right way. The pair presented their case directly to U.S. immigration officials at the Nogales port of entry.
Si nos dan el permiso y eso, estamos en un país nuevo y pues hay que hacérsela, o sea, respetar las reglas y eso pues que hay.
After a few days, Angel and little Fernando were released by U.S. officials at this shelter in Tucson, Arizona.
Feliz, amiguito.
The father and son allowed to stay in the U.S. as their asylum claim makes it through the courts. It's an option that might no longer be available for many going through a similar process. Just this week, Homeland Security Secretary Kristen Nielsen expanding a policy that would require asylum seekers to wait in Mexico until an immigration judge can actually see them. That process can take months, even years. For Angel and his son, presenting themselves at that port of entry was just the beginning of what would be a long journey. Their destination, Kansas City, Missouri, over 40 hours away by bus.
Muy contento porque sí, ya va a poder descansar este hombre, ¿me entiendes? Eso es lo que voy como porque ya tenga su espacio.
Their route carrying them over 1,000 miles through 5 states. Each rest stop a reminder that they are not alone, surrounded by other families hoping for a future in America. After almost 2 days of travel, just past midnight, Angel and Fernando arrive at their final destination. In the biting cold of the Midwest, they couldn't feel any farther from the place they once called home.
Pero primero era como que un sueño, en serio te lo digo, como no lo podía creer que yo estaba aquí. Y pues, otra vida linda, pues aquí es otra vida linda.
For now, their version of freedom in America, monthly check-ins with ICE. Their first appearance in court is not for months. As they wait, they can't help but feel at home.
Todo el tiempo he pensado un futuro para él, pues, y eso es lo que yo quería, ¿tú entiendes?
I love you, Nando. I love you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.